इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए भी यूरोपियन यूनियन हमारे सबसे पिछले वर्ष के हमारे एजेंडा 2020 और 13th शिखर सम्मेलन में लिए गए निर्णयों के क्रियान्वयन बनाने की दिशा में समीक्षा की प्रयास करते रहना चाहिए। आतंकवाद के खिलाफ मिलकर काम करने और इस विषय पर अपने सहयोगों को बढ़ाने पर हम दोनों सहमत हैं। इस विषय पर हम न सिर्फ द्विपक्षीय स्तर पर अपना सहयोग मजबूत करेंगे, बल्कि वैश्विक मंच पर भी अपना सहयोग और समन्वय बढ़ाएंगे। क्लीन एनर्जी और क्लाइमेट चेंज के विषय पर हम दोनों 2015 के पेरिस एग्रीमेंट पर प्रतिबद्ध हैं। क्लाइमेट चेंज के विषय पर काम करना और सिक्योर, अफोर्डेबल और सस्टेनेबल ऊर्जा हम दोनों की साझी प्राथमिकताएं हैं। हम रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी की लागत कम करने के विषय पर भी सहयोग करते रहेंगे। हम स्मार्ट सिटीज के विकास और अर्बन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सुधारने के विषय पर यूरोपियन यूनियन के साथ सहयोग मजबूत करेंगे। मुझे प्रसन्नता है कि इंडिया यूएई हॉरिजॉन्टल सिविल एविएशन एग्रीमेंट अब क्रियान्वित हो गया है। मुझे विश्वास है कि इससे हमारे बीच एयर कनेक्टिविटी बढ़ेगी और पीपल टू पीपल संबंधों को बल मिलेगा। हमारे संबंधों का एक महत्वपूर्ण आयाम है हमारा साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी और रिसर्च एंड इनोवेशन में सहयोग। इस संदर्भ में आज युवा वैज्ञानिकों और शोधकर्ताओं के आवागमन यानी मोबिलिटी पर हुए समझौते का मैं स्वागत करता हूं। यूरोपियन इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंक द्वारा भारत में विकास के प्रोजेक्ट के लिए किए गए लोन एग्रीमेंट्स का भी मैं स्वागत करता हूं। मुझे इस बात पर भी प्रसन्नता है कि यूरोपियन इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंक अब इंटरनेशनल सोलर अलायंस के सदस्य देशों को मैं सोलर प्रोजेक्ट की भी सहायता करेगा। ट्रेड एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट के विषय पर भी भारत और यूरोपियन यूनियन अपने संबंधों को मजबूत करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है। योर एक्सेलेंसी, भारत और यूरोपियन यूनियन की स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप को मजबूत करने में आप दोनों के नेतृत्व और योगदान के लिए मैं आपका अभिनंदन करता हूं। मेरी यह आशा है और अपेक्षा रहेगी कि भारत की आपकी आगामी यात्रा इतनी कम अवधि की न हो। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. Next, may I request the President of the European Council, Mr. Donald Tusk, to deliver his remarks.
Your Excellency, Prime Minister Modi, dear friends, it is a true pleasure to be here at our first summit together in New Delhi. Thank you for your warm welcome and friendship. India and the European Union are two of the world's largest democracies. This carries with it the great responsibility to uphold freedom, democracy, human rights, and a credible rules-based global order, not least in times of uncertainty and change. The best way to face these challenges is to cooperate more and better by strengthening our strategic partnership. So I am happy that today we have agreed to further develop the political dimension of our relationship, that we have agreed to develop our dynamic trade and investment relations, and that we have agreed to step up cooperation on global and regional issues. Let me briefly touch on some of these topics. We adopted a joint declaration on counterterrorism in which we agreed to counter violent extremism and radicalization, particularly online, and to deal effectively with the threat posed by foreign terrorist fighters, terrorist financing, and arms supply. We decided to step up cooperation on maritime security in the Indian Ocean and beyond, which I hope will lead to enhanced military cooperation. We welcome the resumption of tactical exercises in the Gulf of Aden between the EU's Naval Force Operation Atalanta and the Indian Navy, and look forward to more such opportunities, including India's participation in escorting World Food Programme vessels. We also discussed the global migration and refugee crisis and agreed to coordinate closely. Through our EU-India Common Agenda for Migration and Mobility, and within the United Nations. Your engagement, Prime Minister, is appreciated and needed. The European Union continues to assume its responsibilities by receiving people in need of protection and by assisting host countries close to the conflict zones. The international community has a responsibility to crack down on human smugglers that exploit vulnerable people and violate sovereign borders. We addressed the situation in Myanmar and the Rohingya refugee crisis. We want to see a de-escalation of tensions and a full adherence to international human rights obligations in Myanmar, as well as full humanitarian access so the aid can reach those in need. The Rohingya people must be able to return voluntarily in safety and dignity. We call for the implementation of the recommendations of the International Rakhine Advisory Commission to tackle the root causes of this crisis. As a neighbor, India stands first in line to respond. Turning to North Korea, the European Union, India, and the whole international community have a responsibility to act with resolve for a peaceful denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. The DPRK must abandon its nuclear weapons of mass destruction and ballistic missile programs in a complete, verifiable, and irreversible manner and immediately cease all related activities. The 11 September resolution, unanimously adopted by the UN Security Council, is increasing the pressure on the North Korean regime. It sends a strong signal, showing the unity of the international community. The European Union is implementing the resolution and is working on adopting EU additional sanctions to increase the pressure on North Korea. As regards Ukraine, the European Union remains strong and united in its support for Ukraine's territorial integrity, independence, and sovereignty. That is why we insist on the full implementation of the Minsk Agreement and encourage all our partners to join us in this. Let me conclude on our trade talks and the gap between each side's expectations. I will not enter into the details, as this is for Commission President Juncker, but let me just make a political observation. Free and fair trade agreements are not only economically important for our companies and citizens to prosper. Above all, they strengthen and defend the rules-based international order and our way of life. The democracies of the world can be the ones to set ambitious global standards, but only if we cooperate. Rabindranath Tagore said, "One cannot cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. I am confident we can swim better for this ambitious and strategic cause." Prime Minister, thank you again for your hospitality and for the discussion today.
Excellency, thank you very much for your remarks. May I now request the President of the European Commission, Mr. Jean-Claude Juncker, to deliver his remarks to the media.
Prime Minister, Mr. President Donald, we are delighted to be here. This is my second trip to India, the first having taken place in 1999, and it's not the last. I will come back, that's for the threatening part of the press conference. Working together with India, a like-minded partner, simply makes sense. It's natural. And this is becoming truer when it comes to trade. Every year we exchange 100 billion euro worth of goods and services, creating millions of jobs both in India and in the European Union. We are, India and the European Union, the loudest voices in the world for free and fair trade. And this message was reinforced during today's summit. When it comes to trade, we are not starting from scratch, far from it. The EU is already India's largest trading partner, accounting for more than 13% of India's overall trade. The European Union is the largest investor in India. And later on today, at the Business Forum, I will have the pleasure to meet some of the 6,000 European companies that have set up headquarters and innovation hubs across the country. The trading of goods is almost perfectly balanced, with exports and imports almost equal on both sides. All of this will remain true beyond March 2019, when the United Kingdom leaves the European Union. The EU 27 will still be India's largest trading partner. We will still be the world's second largest economy, and we will still be the biggest source and recipient of foreign direct investment. With this in mind, I believe it's time for a free trade agreement between India and the European Union. Once the conditions are right, and only once the conditions are right, we will resume. Today's summit is an important step in the right direction, and our chief negotiators will sit down in the next coming days to chart a way forward. Beyond the free flow of goods and services, we should also step up work to ensure that the free flow of personal data between your great nation and the European continent. This is why I stressed this morning the importance on the need to agree to the highest standards of data protection. Indian companies have specialized in offering back office and IT services to European companies. Many of these services and the jobs that go with them depend on the exchange of data. If India's standards of data protection are converging with those of the European Union will be in a position to recognize the adequacy of India's rules. This is a precondition for exchanging personal data freely and surely. I thank my friend Prime Minister Modi once again for today's summit and for so many meetings we had in the past, and I look forward to welcoming you back to Europe as soon as possible. Thank you.
Excellency, thank you very much for your remarks. This concludes the event.